And we're rolling.
Okay, we're up to mitzvah number 2 in Taryag Mitzvos. This mitzvah is found in Parshas Lech Lecha. It is a mitzvah saseh, found in Bereshis Perek Yud Zayin Pasuk Yud. Himoil lochem kol zochar. Every male among you shall have a circumcision. It is a mitzvah that every male be circumcised on the 8th day after he has been born. If the baby is physically unfit to be circumcised for a milah, like if the baby is yellow, correct, jaundice they call it, the circumcision must be postponed until the child is in good health. Now, when the circumcision is performed on the 8th day, if it comes out that the 8th day is the milah, then it can be done even on Shabbos, even though it's going to be what would be a Chilul Shabbos, where it pushes away the Aveira of Chilul Shabbos, and you have a mitzvah to do milah. It's a whole Gemara that talks about that it pushes away the Aveira of Shabbos. The Aveira would be cutting, making blood. Okay, so even though it's somewhat of a killing, we call that, right? As he caused it to be bleeding or whatever. So even though that would be normally an Aveira on Shabbos, but if it's on the 8th day, it pushes away the Aveira that you're not allowed to do it, would not be allowed to do something like that on Shabbos or Yom Tov. Even Yom Kippur. I was at a bris in Yom Kippur. I've been at a bris on Rosh Hashanah. I was at actually a double bris on Rosh Hashanah. And, yeah. All right. Now, once it's postponed, like let's say the baby's, as you said, yellow, is jaundice, so you're not able to do it on the 8th day, then it can only be performed, it can't be done on the 8th day, so it's pushed off. You can only do it on a weekday, you can't do it anymore on Shabbos. Now, normally there's a mitzvah, there's an obligation of the father to circumcise his own son. However, a father can appoint, like a shliach, who's the moil. The moil is considered the shliach in order to perform the mitzvah in his place. Now, let's say the father, it's after many years, and the father never circumcised, got a bris for this boy. There's a mitzvah, it's immediately. If the father doesn't do it, there's a mitzvah on Bezdin. They're responsible, because they're responsible for the community, to have that boy circumcised.
At what age?
Within, after the 8th day, it falls on Bezdin. Let's say there is no father. Let's say the father just is not interested in doing it, but says, I'm not going to pay for it, I'm not going to take care of it. Bezdin has to do it. They become responsible for it. Now, let's say the boy grows up, his father didn't do it, there was no Bezdin, like you have lots of people come over from Russia, and they never had the mitzvah of milah done. There is a mitzvah for the guy to make sure it's done himself when he becomes bar mitzvah. Once he becomes bar mitzvah, he's chayav mitzvahs. He himself has to make sure it's done.
Oh man, that hurts.
That's serious. Yeah. Now, what is the whole idea of this bris milah? What is the I guess you could say the understanding, the essence of this mitzvah? Hashem desired.
It's the bond between you and Hashem.
Yeah, but it's not just a bris that we say it's a covenant or a bond. What is it? It's a real sign.
It's a proof
we
of
call
Jewishness.
it. So we have 3 signs in a person all the time. They're not a person all the time, but there's 3 signs. We have a ois, a sign of tefillin. Tefillin is al yodcha, ois al yodcha, right? So that's one sign, ois. Then it brings down Shabbos is an ois. Shabbos is also a sign. And the third one is a bris. A bris is a sign in a person all the time. In fact, the Gemara brings down David HaMelech was very upset. He came into a bathhouse and he says, I can't learn Torah, I can't daven, I have no mitzvahs with me. And remember, I have the mitzvah of bris that's with me all the time. So person, it's interesting. It shows you that you're walking, having a bris, as long as you had the bris, it's like you still have the bris being done to you. You're doing the mitzvah. You hear that? Once it was done to you, it's like the mitzvah is constantly
With you.
You're in the mitzvah.
You're always doing that mitzvah.
You're always doing the mitzvah. David HaMelech brings down, says, oh yeah, I don't have a mitzvah. Oh yeah, you do have a mitzvah. He didn't go stand there and do a bris again in the bathhouse, but he had the mitzvah. He has that sign with him. By wearing that sign, we have that mitzvah with us. It's a sign that you're wearing on you. Okay? Don't go around showing that sign to everybody. Now, it's between you and Hashem. Okay? Now, Hashem did not create a person perfect. We have to do something. It teaches us we have to do something to perfect ourselves. And also, where is it done? It's done in a very physical place. Sensitive physical spot on the person's body. To teach us that we always have to try to perfect that physical side of ourselves. Person is always working on becoming more perfect and complete. And it's a job that we're constantly working on. Now, of all the 248 mitzvahs aseh, performative mitzvahs in the Torah, only 2 of them are punishable by chorus if he ignored it deliberately. One of them is the Korban Pesach, by not doing the Korban Pesach, and the other one is not doing a circumcision of bris milah.
Whoa.